Hello, everyone. Welcome to the kickoff for Dasu's press conference for her new comeback song, music video, Pitong Puting Tupa. In this event, we will be covering everything about the new song from the composers, art design, animation, and music distribution, along with a Q&A session at the end of the presentation. Now, without further ado, everyone, welcome Dasu.
Wow, wow, wow. Oh my god, yay! Is my mic okay? Hello! Yeah, that is SP staff, guys. Hello. You've successfully, I don't know, finished the MV. How is the MV? Oh my god! Hello Daylights, welcome new and old viewers if you're here or just got here. I just released my comeback song music video of Pitong Pitong Puting Tupa. Wow. Did you enjoy the video? How was the video? Night na dito ate. Oh my god, is it? Oh my god, it is night. Oh my god, okay. I'm very overwhelmed with the amount of support, honestly. The very sweet and encouraging messages, comments, and tweets you guys sent me this comeback. Oh, we'll get to the cheesy part later on. For now, we will be commencing the press conference for my newest release. Okay, hang on. Hang on a second. Hang on a bit. We'll start in a bit.
Give us 1 second.
Okay, I'm not muted now.
Okay, thank you, Dasu. Now, we would like to thank everyone for joining. From PVB VTubers, 7S, TRVL Friends, Vocaloid PH, Podcast Row for Students, Jay Ogone, who won't be joining us today, Stellar Paradigm VIPs, Stellar Paradigm Studios, and everyone else joining us. We can now move on to the official release summary. Go ahead, Dasu.
Okay, here's the official release summary. It is a detailed information regarding who were involved in the process of producing the music video. So for the development of the entire music, I made the composition, producing the music, creating the lyrics, and the melody, mixing and mastering were also done by me. The guitars were made and performed by Retoshire. The Vocaloid I use is Kagamina Lens V4X. I use Soft and Power voice bank for Lens vocals in the song. And the rap part, the opera singing part of the song, I wrote and performed that too. And additional vocals that were added as atmospheric in-betweens are provided by Ritoshire. So next. So you're able to publicly view the music video exclusively on YouTube. Official audio streaming on the following platforms: Spotify, iTunes. It's already there. And worldwide streaming sites. It is also released in Bandcamp, where you could buy the official music and instrumental. It is also available on SoundCloud. And yeah, there you go. Digital purchase. You can buy it off on Bandcamp, official music and instrumental. It's also available in Patreon. It's the rewards for my patrons. Of course, there's extra stuff that is only exclusive for patrons, like official project art assets used in the music video. I said that I would record everything, like in the art process, so I will be uploading a speed paint process of art assets that I used in the music video. It's gonna come out, like, let's say next week, in the next few weeks. And then I will also be providing HD illustrations of the new song, some behind the scenes stuff, and extended lore and more. So if you're interested in becoming a patron and support the music or my future music, you could go become a patron in patreon.com/dasu. There you go. Okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk. It's time to talk. Alright, okay, I'll be putting OP off for a bit. There you go. So, here's what people are asking me. This song is inspired from the story of Cain and Abel from the Bible, using my original characters, Stellar Paradigm, to interpret it based on their character dynamic in the novel. Shio, the victim of death / Abel, and Ege, the aggressor / Cain. Slight spoilers if you haven't read the novel, because it's in there. Bible lore is. Yeah. It refers to, the song refers as the title of the song refers to 77 white lambs' good deeds is the English translation. It was a reference from a short scene in the novel, and also a huge reference to multiple self-reflection of the many changes that happened in my life, because I lived longer than expected. Okay, so the theme of the song, hang on, here you go. Theme of the song is related to the usual style of my music. The storytelling conveys conflict of two characters and conflict within themselves. It has references to the Bible. I also included a cryptic message related to the story for the audience to decode as usual. So if you remember, like the last releases that I have, they have already decoded it, like the encrypted lyrics for like how many days did it? The fastest decode was at least like 3 days, I think. I don't know if people are gonna decode this faster, because it hasn't been an hour for release. But I sprinkled on some cryptic message there. But there you go. Okay, so let's move over to some of my notes, producer's notes. So my story writing process. My main goal is to write something about the experiences that I had during the time that I didn't make music. So for some of you guys that don't know, I didn't make music for almost a year. So I stopped and I took a break. Yeah, so I made music that can be conveyed through like music and art and told through my original characters. I also took a scene from the novel. Again, I expanded from that, so I was able to piece multiple things together at once. So that was the summary of my story writing process. So for the production process, if everyone's asking me, so what is your production process? Well, how do you do stuff? So here's my formula. So I plan the stuff. And then I compose music. Music comes first. The instrumental comes first, and then I produce it. Lyric writing. I write music after I already have the instrumental. And then once I had the lyrics, I start tuning Vocaloid. I pick whoever's like Vocaloid's voice, like voice banks would be fitting into the music. And then I record my own vocals. I try to like see what parts of the song I can sing, and with that I try to incorporate my own singing. And then I ask Ritoshi, I bug Ritoshi, come on, make me some guitars. So he would make me guitars in one sitting. Actually, he does it in a day. I also record vocals in a day, and then I don't know. None of us actually practiced. We just wing it, you know. Whatever comes to mind, we do it. Ayaw shy type ako. Bruh. But there you go. After everything is like done and recorded, I mix and master it, and then once I already have the music, like the music is complete, I jump right into storyboarding. The storyboarding is for like, it's like a music video animation guide, like just for me. So I'd know what assets to make and like how many I compute how many days would it would take me to finish one art, and then I hop right into animation. I'm just gonna animate stuff right then and there. For this release though, I tried something new. I tried rigging my own art, and then I'm actually surprised that my computer can handle this. Oh my god. And in Toshire we trust. That's true. That's true. He can do it in one sitting. And then after animating, it's render time. So what's new in this comeback song is I didn't expect that I had to take a few days just to render because everything is like effects heavy. So I didn't. I'm anticipating that already, but it's just hard for this release. Anyway, after that is like the final thing, and I go try like putting like scheduling everything until up until the release date, and then I prepare for things such as live stream and like the premiere and all that stuff. Okay, so yeah, I recorded my process for the like the arts and documented the entire journey of me making all of these from music, art to end, and posted updates on Twitter. So we have invited special guests that are going to tell something about their production process, just their overall experience with making their assigned assets for the project. So we will hear from them.
Thank you, Dasu. Now, here are the artists behind the electric song and music video. Let's hear some of their behind the scenes thoughts. Everyone, please welcome Retoshire, the man behind the guitars of the song. Go ahead, Retoshi. Wait 1 second. He's a bit nervous, you guys. Give him a break.
Ritoshi. Where is this man? Someone call his phone right now. Oh, he left. Chill, you guys. You're all making him nervous.
Okay, while waiting for Ritoshi, I think we should move on to Smokey, the man behind some of the backgrounds in the music video. Everyone, welcome Smokey. Go ahead, Smokey.
Hello. Hello.
Yes,
Okay.
hello.
Hi. So, I don't know how to get started, but okay. So, first of all, I just gotta say it was really freaking awesome what Dasu did for the background I drew because believe it or not, what was originally drawn there was just black and white. Dasu commissioned me for a background, and she said, I know exactly who I could have make this background. She told me she was so stoked and told me it's like something hey, it's like you're up for commission, do this for me. I know you're exactly the person to do this. so so the thing about it is she said it was like a narrow hallway or like a street. So she gave me some references and I kind of know exactly what to do. Since I mean we have Clip Studio Paint, Perspective Ruler. I mean, come on. So, yes. Actually, yeah, that's who dragged me to the dark alley to show me what she wants drawn, to be honest. but, but yeah. Um, But yeah, the VG illustration. So what I had to do was, to be honest, since in my process, because since I'm like, I draw in like an ink style where it's like monoline. It's like all the strokes have almost nearly the same. It's this merely the same depth. No, not depth. Thickness, I guess. Yeah, thickness. But so yeah, she said that it fits exactly the style that she needed for the video. So what happened about that was after she gave me her references, I just started setting it up for Clip Studio Paint. At least the first 3 days. Well, in the first 3 days, everything was just I was just using the perspective ruler, but not as the final product because I don't like having very straight lines in my artworks. And I think that's what Dasu really meant when she said she really knows that it was me to pull it that had to pull it off. So after like 3 days, I started getting into detailing. Actually, if you can see, actually, maybe I'll eventually post it on my social media what the actual background looked like. It was all just black and white. So I actually have to go through like 5 layers of sketches through just the perspective ruler because I was blocking out exactly the shapes of the buildings, the alley. I just had to get it right. Yeah, because I always start with like really messy sketches. Uh, my sk- I work starting with the mess. So it's like me like imagine like a pile of Legos that I just have to scatter out on the floor first before I get started to working. And that's pretty much how my process goes. Um, Before I got to the actual detailing, I think what I did end up detailing from sketch to ink was like 2 layers on top of each other because I liked how both sketches kind of looked. So, and from there, I actually just started inking the details from where I wanted them to be. A lot of the details weren't actually in the sketches. So, eventually, maybe when I post it, I would actually. You can actually zoom in and you could see that all the details and the lines are kind of all in the same um, line width or line thickness. So, there's actually a really funny story about it because.
Oh no.
Is it okay if I say it, Das?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so the funniest part about it, because after rendering the video, Dasu contacted me and she said, "Look, we have to talk." I was like, "What do you mean?" So I was having a hard. She said she was having a hard time rendering the image, and especially the scene where she put the artwork I made in. She's like wondering why. Then she checked the resolution of my raw file. It was actually like in 15K resolution.
15K by 8K. Let me
Yeah,
clarify that.
yeah. Mainly because I was actually drawing on a MacBook and I didn't take account for the scaling because I was using like a MacBook and I've always been used to PC, so I've been using the same resolution I've been using on PC to a MacBook, not knowing it would upscale it that much. And yeah, she said her PC was like holding on for dear life trying to render that
Yeah,
part.
it was.
Yeah. I'm just really glad to be a part of this. I actually never expected this. It came out of left field for me. And I'm just really happy to be a part of this. Again, thank you, Das.
Yay,
That's
thank
all.
you.
That's all for me.
Thank you, Smokey. Really cool. Now up next, Retoshi.
Hello, hello. Can you finally hear me?
Yeah.
Finally.
Yes.
Hi. I'm the guitarist behind the song Pitongputpitongputingtupa. My name is Ratoshi. And yeah, Um, I've always had trouble expressing myself through words and vocals, so I had to heavily rely on my guitars. The heaviness, difficulty, and distinct tones helped me experiment with different guitars so I could achieve a dynamic yet a powerful sound. I have never got to record using all of my guitars in a single song, including my acoustics. Except that the acoustics didn't make it to the final mastering due to not me being satisfied with the final recording. Maybe someday we'll have acoustic recordings soon, maybe?
Mm-mm.
There's a
True.
lot of things that was a first for me, like screaming on my mic, then running it through guitar effects. One of the things that I wanted to do was to arrange something that cannot be replicated nor covered. So I think I was able to achieve that, especially in the solo. Cause, no, it was not me screaming into the mic. That was an actual guitar. Although there was a part where I did actually scream. Um, yeah, I still want somebody to prove me wrong with that. That it cannot be replicated nor covered. Kidding aside, I really did enjoy composing and recording a bit of VA for Pitongputpitongputingtupa. I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Ritoshire. Epic. That was really nice. Sadly, Kagamine Len could not make it today, so we will move on to the woman of the hour, the one behind everything else about the song and music video. Everyone, give a warm welcome to Dasu. Go ahead, Dasu.
Thank you, SV staff. What the? Okay. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I have been gone for a year, not making anything, and I don't know. It's just one day I'm like, okay, I think I can finally go back to. I didn't wait until I had the motivation to make something like the usual. It's just it's about time, I guess, to make a comeback, you know. And I used two two of my favorite like poster boys. It's Ege and Chio. I think that's pretty obvious. And then I kind of wanna. Oh, it's still Ritoshi. Oh my god, sorry. I kind of wanna make something from the heart again. It's like I was actually contemplating whether or not that I would switch to genres, to other genres of music. I tried like, oh, what if I could make something full opera music? What if I make something like full like game music? And then it's just not hitting it, you know? It's not the same. So I decided like, oh, what if I mix something new? And then I consumed a lot of music during my downtime, during the time that I wasn't making music. It's reference like it's reference from a lot of things in my life. So I kind of made that song like a diary of some sort. And I don't know, I just went from there. And then I autopiloted, and then this is the result, you know. I had fun making the music. It was kind of... I was actually surprised because the past few releases that I have, like making music for me is easy. But then, you know, a hiatus happened. 1 year break, it didn't, you know. And then I was surprised that I took the time to create something. Like, for example, I would usually only take about 2 weeks drawing art, but for this, again, it's understandable because I tried new things. Like, I experimented a lot. But of course, I'm gonna be so. I'm like, oh, I'm unsatisfied. I should make this in a week or something. I I don't know. That's just me being like, I wanted to stand out, at least for my own standards. And then the lyrics was actually kind of cool because I'm thinking of from the perspective of. I think I wrote that in the comments. Like you can see one of my sappiest long message in the comments of the video, like what the release is all about. And I was reading that last night, like one of the comments, and actually like, oh, I didn't expect people to perceive it that way. So I was just trying to write a diary, and this is what others comment about it. So like, I don't know. But yeah, I tried incorporating Spanish lyrics in Latin again, and the cryptic thing didn't happen until I was about to render the entire video, because I was like, oh, I forgot the one part of a signature Dasu music, the cryptic thing. So I kind of rushed that. What? My favorite part of that, like doing that, is everything except the rendering. I just had like problems with the rendering this time, because now that I had like super good equipment, I could like let myself, exceed, like improve the past releases or stuff more. So I did go ham and I didn't have any restrictions. But then I forgot, like the rendering thing is complicated. But then again, yeah, my PC was struggling, you guys. I didn't expect that. I forgot to take that into account. But overall, it was good. The preparation was a bit it's not hectic. It's more of like oh, I'm back again, type of stuff. And what my mom always says, if I didn't get nervous, that's where I should get nervous or something. I don't know. There you go. That is my message. I appreciate everyone preparing, like me releasing it on August 31, and then everyone's just streaming it, and up to the date of the release. That's all I gotta say.
It's been an excellent release, Dasu. We're all proud of you. Thank you. Before moving forward to the Q&A session, Dasu would like to thank her Patreons and members and a short announcement after. Go ahead, Dasu.
Okay, so this project will not be possible without the help of Patreon members, YouTube members, Stellar Paradigm Studios team, and staff, and my friends. So if you're interested in having your name written in the long list of people supporting my music and the future projects that I will have, you can become a patron at patreon.com/dasu. There you go. Any tier, by the way. Your name, get involved. And you could also click the join button on my YouTube. Any tier. You're included. And I want to say thanks to these guys, because I was actually in touch with some of them. I was asking them for help. I was asking them like, oh, what should I use in this part, or like some stuff like that. And they always get the early access, so whatever, like if there's any mistakes or anything that they want me to add, I could incorporate it in the project. So there you go. Okay, so what to expect after the release of PITUMPUTPITONGPUTINGTUPA? It will be a part of a full album scheduled for next year. So it is one of the 2 feature tracks. Mind you, this is just the first feature track. It is one of the 2 feature tracks for the new album. Expect another MV from a new song after this release. So I can give a hint of what the next song, or should I say it? Pilitin niyo ako. press 1 if I should say. Ang bilis. Pilit. Okay, the new song will start the letter of the new song will starts at letter B. 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 There you go. B. Okay, there you go. So, that's it. So expect the album and the new song. There you go.
Now we can move on to the Q&A session submitted by the VIPs, press, and community members on Dasu's Discord.
Okay, it is time to answer
Okay.
questions. It's time to answer questions submitted through Dasucord a week before, or like I think days ago. Okay, hang on.
Okay. Q asks, are there any hidden codes or cryptic symbolisms, text and such like the usual? If they are not to be showed, are you able to give your audience a yes or no answer?
So as you have seen, I have put cryptic messages. They aren't that much, but it is a reference to, I think it just gives off the information about what the theme of the song is, and it's not related to the lore at all. The cryptic message isn't related to the lore, but I put it there to give additional information about what theme of the characters in the song are. And of course, that's the audience task, is to decrypt all of those again.
Aside from you, how many professionals are assigned to work on the song? Asked by Q again.
Okay, so we have seen or heard them talk earlier. They were a part of the special guest of this press conference. There's two other professionals involved in here. It's Ritoshire and Smokey. Ritoshi was in charge of doing the guitars, and Smokey was in charge of the additional background art.
And Kagaminilin.
And Kagaminin.
Q asks, how long did the entire project take from start to finish?
Okay, this is a hard question because I don't know if I'm gonna answer at the very start of where or when the project actually started. But if I were to answer that with that question, this project, PPP song, started February of 2023. I have the full timeline because I document everything, and it took that long because I was also thinking of the entire album, not only one song. But yeah, it started from February. If anyone's asking like when actually the song project started, when was it? I think it was May, late May 2023.
Zekurix asks, how would this song hallmark your future plans for your comeback? Will it be more original songs or covers, etc.?
Oh, definitely more original songs. I'd like to focus on, of course, still making more original songs.
Soviet Onion asks, when it comes to the break that happened before the release of Divine and Pitungputpitongputingtupa, is it due to burnout? Having other projects to work on taking up your time, or intentionally taking a break to prevent burnout and working on other projects? Do you think it'll always be around 1 year break between new finished album and the release of a first new album song?
Okay, let's break down this question. So, the break that happened before the release of Divine and PPP. So that took 1 year at least, I think. but it is. I'm very honest about like why I'm doing breaks. It's because of a burnout and because I was making music nonstop for 3 years, 3 or so years now. And this is the time that I said like, I'm just gonna give up. And that's all right. Every artist can I think relate because like not always we're at our best, and uh s- he asked projects to work on taking up in your time, intentionally taking a break. And of course there are personal stuff that I manage, and it can't always be like I'm doing projects all the time. I'm an adult, and I have responsibilities, and of course taking a break is a top priority, they said, but to me it's just like I can always work. But I think that that habit isn't too healthy, and I now actually realize the importance of taking a break. So if it happens to like me getting burned out, for me to be able to come back and make music again, I don't know, I should maybe tire myself again, I guess. And he asked, do you think it'll always be around like 1 year break between you finish album and the release first new album song? Uh, there's a I'm advised to at least take 2 to 3 months break every new music video, because making a song isn't that hard for me, at least, but it's making an entire project and preparing for it, and actually like doing the art, animating, planning, and all that stuff is what's making it hard. So I think 2 to 3 months interval. Don't quote me on this, because unexpected stuff always happens, and who knows? I don't know. So there you go. Not a year though. Maybe I hope not. 1 year break again.
Will Votum Cathedria be a side plot only mentioning characters from the current more central story characters like Shio, Ege, August, Anya, or will it also be an important part for the main plot of those characters and the conclusion of Shio, the Crown of Destruction arc? Asks Soviet Onion.
Okay, for those who aren't familiar with my original characters, this question is pertaining to the novel Stellar Paradigm web novel series. Um, book 3 isn't released yet. The novel, I think book 3. I don't know. The one after the chapter 11. It's not released yet, but I have written an ending, which includes Votum, like the big organization in the SP universe. It's not gonna be a side plot. Characters will always have their own spotlight, and I want to make sure they shine on their own. And I also want to make sure that those characters will also clash with the other characters. So, it's like everything is a headcanon. Like, oh, what if she'll interacted with this character? What will he do? Like something like that. Something interesting. So I can't tell if they're important. I don't know about you guys, but like, I don't know. They're just mini stories that are stitched together. So I don't know. Let's see how the story ends, because it's definitely not finished yet. I actually want to end it like a cliffhanger, but like, oh, this is too extensive. The lore is very extensive for it to end abruptly. So I don't know. Maybe it will be a main plot or a side plot. To add in Filipino, sayang naman kung side plot lang, di ba? I don't know. Let's give the people what they want. They want more egg appearances, alright? Okay, next question.
Can you tell us a bit about the technical process of creating motion graphics and animations for the music video, including stylistic choice, mood boarding, and thought process? Artistic direction specifically for that part, Inhibitus asks.
Okay, technical process. I can give you an in-depth process about creating motion graphics. I think I mentioned this on Twitter. Um, I treat animation like I'm making graphic design, like a poster full of text and shapes and images, and I just animate them. That's it. The hardest part of it is actually making the composition, but for me, that it's the easiest thing to do because I can just like autopilot. I can just shut off my brain and actually do it. Animations for the MV, including stylistic choice. There's a mood board. I forgot to include it here, but like I'm gonna post it somewhere. Before I created the entire animation, like the movie, I spent a week storyboarding and mood boarding each and every scene so that even if you pause it anywhere, it will look like a wallpaper. I also included that in the decision making. Thought process with the artistic direction. It's mostly I wanted to show people in the like a 5 minute, like a 4 minute song of like how would an animation look like in my brain. It's like me showing you what my brain looks like in 4 minutes. That's really the shortest summary that I could give. Yeah, specifically for that part. And I broke down each scene so it's unique, but I also wanted to make I want to make sure that the chorus part, for example, like the part where it matters, is something that could like the audience would remember, like Aga's color, Shia's color, red and yellow, and symbolism, like specific words, and I don't know, a glitch is included. That's what the planning took for the technical process to be successful, I guess. Successful is a very reaching word. Maybe let's say applicable or like, it works.
Answering community Q&A. So these are the questions submitted by the fans and supporters in Dasu's Q&A channel. Alice asks, where exactly does 77 White Sheeps take place in?
Okay, so I'm a bit confused about this question. Is Alice referring to the location or like a headspace or a metaphor? But I'm gonna answer them all. So, 77 White Sheeps take place in, as I've said in the comment that I make, it's about 77 good deeds that, like, the white symbolizes like the good deeds of the characters. Before I made the music, I tried writing 77 good deeds that I have done and tried putting myself into the character's shoes of like, oh, what would they do good, I just failed. I just can't. So 77 White Chiefs is more of like a wishful thinking of like, oh, I could probably do 77 good deeds, but I didn't. Hence the song. There you go. Okay, next question.
What inspired you to push forward in creating the MV, song, and everything else related to Pitong Puting Tupa? Asks Blue Blue less than 3.
What inspired me to push forward in creating an MV song and everything else related to PvP is just, I just want to make music again because I missed it. I genuinely enjoyed like the process of creating everything from scratch. I take pride in the fact that I can do that again, and I can do it again better. That's it. Next question.
Xuan asks, How did you come up with the lyrics of the Pitumput Puting? There we go. Pitumput Putong Puting Tupa, despite it's a tongue twister.
How did I come up with the lyrics? Okay, let me read the lyrics again. I forgot. Okay, let me give direct examples. The intro part is Shio said "Hoy pangit," right? Hoy pangit, nabutan din kita. I come up with that as a like, what would happen if you saw an enemy, like your greatest enemy, right? You would insult them. That's what I do. It's like in a laughing manner. That's what I do. So I tried putting myself in Shio's perspective of like, what would he say to eggs if they two were to meet, and that's really it. Or like questioning them, what the other is doing, and that part of the lyrics is more of the storyline. But I also incorporated like something about the goddess. Like the goddess is actually what do you call that word? Implicated? Something. It's hinted. The goddess that the novel was talking about is hinted in this song. And you can see that in the trap part of the song. Like me rapping. It's like me questioning like through the goddess, like questioning them, why weren't you able to accomplish your goals? Like I was saying that to myself. It was like the song is also, the lyrics is also berating not only my characters but also me, because you know, at one year hiatus, god, that's such a long time. And then I said this in a comment too. It's like, what would I say to myself out of frustration? And then number two, what would I also say to the goddess if I, you know, if I saw them? So like, where were you when I didn't take it, you know, when I can't do it anymore? So I said, mga iwan ka rin pala tulad nila. Sheesh. Anyway, that's really it. It's just a diss to my characters, to myself, to the situation, and I don't know, I just mashed all of them in the lyrics. Okay, next question.
Albert asks, which section of the song are you most proud of in producing, or which section is your favorite? Like, which part do you think will most people get hooked?
What is happening? Okay, section of the song I'm most proud of, easily the rap part, because that is all, everything is done in one take. I just have to clean it, and that's the thing when I'm making music. I don't really practice what I'm gonna sing, I just wing it. It's more of like, oh, this is the vocalist's voice when it's very raw, you know? So I tried to put that in, even if it's like ugly, I guess. Even if I don't like it, I should like at least make it bearable. But it's part of the creative process that I want to incorporate. Yeah, so I don't know. It's easily one of my favorite. The rap part. Okay, next question.
Jello Casalda asks, where did you get the title known as Pitumputpitongputingtupa?
It's just funny. I don't know. I was thinking of a long title and I would make a lore off of it. That's what I'm good at. Where did I get it? I was trying to look at my Google search history. Longest Filipino tongue twister. SP staff did it. The chats. Yay! He said it. But yeah, mostly my song titles are either just a long time running joke with my friends. I've said this before, and it's still applicable now. And it's just funny to think that people are taking it seriously without knowing that, oh, this is just a funny meme. That's about it. Next question.
Was the word puta and tupa put intentionally, or is there a meaning behind it? Asks Julius Ray.
Uh, there's a bad word in there, chat. Put intentionally is... Okay, I don't really plan these things, so the moment that this opportunity comes to me, I just grab it. So, like the title, having it, I was actually having, I want the title to have the bad word in it, but I thought like, oh, I can't show this to my parents. So, is there a meaning behind it? Yeah, 77 white lambs, and the white lambs are referring to the 77 good deeds. That's it. Next question.
Kuti asks, in terms of animating and making the music, what is your favorite part of the song and the yet to be released MV? Well, released now.
In terms of animating, making music, favorite part of the song. Favorite part of the song is where I get to work on my own, and like, of course, I was working with a team like Ritoshi and Smokey, but also I didn't have any limits. Like working on it, I could make it as like as creative as I can. It's just nothing's limiting me. Favorite part of the song, I think everything, because like I did it again. I have an output, and yay, it makes me happy. But yeah, it's released now, and it will keep me happy for like a few months. Then I get to sleep and make songs again. Next question.
Do you prefer to make songs with your voice or with the voices of the Vocaloids? Or are you planning to stop using Vocaloid to always be the singer? Ask Azusa.
Hmm. I'm torn on this one because I still want to keep using Vocaloid because there's so many things that I haven't done there yet. I don't know if you noticed, but the tuning is kind of different with Len's voice banks that I use, and I don't know. I could always make it Vocaloid and Dasu singing, but if people really like me singing an original, I could still do it. But I get to decide on what I like, and I think people are okay with that, and they were actually pushing me to just do whatever I want. Okay, short story. I was asking Patreon or like the VIPs about this, and they always tell me, "Nope, you gotta do what you want. You just do whatever's, And it's kind of like I'm parasocial in a way to them, not vice versa. Cause like, oh, but I want opinions of like what will be good, but they're always saying like, you put yourself first. So I'll take that into consideration if that's their wish, but there would probably be a point where I would stop making Vocaloid, but that's like it's not gonna happen anytime soon. I would still very much prefer that there is another vocalist or like Vocaloids together instead of just me. If I'm gonna make songs that is just me, probably it would only feature my character instead of other characters, so it wouldn't be, too much confusing. But I make the Vocaloids represent my characters in a way, so I think that would be much more appropriate. Okay, next question.
What are the stuff you want to incorporate in your next MV/song? Asks Shu.
Easy answer. Valorant type music. Wink wink. Game music. I want to make something like that. She said Valorant. I did. I don't know. It would be cool.
Okay, we have a few follow-up questions from our guests. We will be going with Jerpy first. Jerpy asks, can you provide some insights into how this song fits into the broader narrative of the Stellar Paradigm series and its impact on the character's development?
Okay. The songs that I make for characters or highlighting the personality of the characters will always have an effect. Like you would see that in the novel, in the story, because you would see I just showcase their dynamic. Like you could see Shio and Aegis dynamic, for example. Like they're enemies, right? And that is something that is concrete in the novel. That whatever you do, they're just enemies. And the broader stuff. Let me see that question again. The broader stuff. Necessarily, there isn't really an impact per se. It's more of this is something that you can't change, and that's really it. I'm more of like taking a scene out of the novel, and then making you watch it. Like, oh, this is the definite story that's happening. So it's not gonna change anything.
Hikari asks, in music or song releases, we can't avoid people criticizing it. Your thoughts on people getting the wrong idea, message with your music?
I'm not very much concerned about what people think because it people will always have a different opinion or like message of the story. I'm just gonna say that whatever their idea of the song of my songs are, it's more so telling of what they are as a person rather than me writing it.
What was your inspiration to take on some Bible parts and make it into a song?
Inspiration. I don't know if I said this anywhere, but I was born and raised as a Christian. So, like the teachings of my dad, like as I was like I'm a kid, I remember them. And even if I don't actively read the Bible, it's just like, oh, it's just there. The knowledge is there. And I would see some like I would see some I can relate my characters to like the Bible stuff because it also talks about like sin and stuff, or like the bad stuff and the good stuff, you know. So it's more so like relating my characters to it. So there you go.
Okay, so the last follow-up question will be from Kagaku-san. So the song you wrote called Walk on My Nightmares, which I found completely by accident on YouTube, is that the first song you ever published?
Walk on My Nightmares is not the first song that I published. I think what I consider the first is Ibalik. It's on SoundCloud. I don't think it's public, but I think it is. It's not Walk on My Nightmares is I think it's not officially uploaded on YouTube. It is I allowed another channel to upload it. I don't know, it's just an experiment.
That was the last of the questions. Thank you everyone for coming and participating. Thank you for submitting your questions to us in the Dasu Discord. Um, Here is Dasu for her closing statements. Go ahead, Dasu.
I would first and foremost would like to thank everyone um who waited for me again. I didn't expect that people will come back. Actually, I wasn't expecting it at all. But like, during the time that I was making the music, I'm like very happy and excited to share the new creation that I have. that is like this year. You know, like I've learned so much like from the time that I didn't make music, and I think that is I needed that break so I could make something again. And I don't know, just thank you guys, and everyone's here, and my friends were very supportive, and my family is also very supportive. I don't even know if my mom's watching this, and I don't know. Thank you guys for joining. It will happen again. uh, thank you, Dasu Court community. They were chatting in the stadium VC. If anyone wants to join the server, I think it's pinned in the chat, the YouTube chats, and yeah, just thank you, VIP supporters, friends, and everything. Everyone was just saying, "I see abs." I don't know. I just want to draw Ege with abs. And lastly, thank you for always giving me the opportunity to speak up about like the things that I like and my experiences, and just I don't know, being here. That's it. That is my closing statement.
Thank you, Dasu, and thank you to everyone for coming to Pitungputpitongtupa press conference. Thank you, everyone. The food will be on the third floor to the left. And if you have any further questions, please do not ask them. Thank you.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Gutom na ako, akin na yan.
This has been a very successful release. This is the first time that I did it. You get the food again. I forgot what floor. The bathroom is to the left, and thank you, everyone. May lumpia po ba? I don't know. You can check it yourself. Dinner na kayo, Ate Dasu. We ordered the dinner. I think my mom's bringing it here. Thank you to SB staff for coordinating this and just helping me out through stuff. Thank you to Stellar Paradigm Dasucord Mods for helping me. Thank you to Stellar Paradigm Studios team. Thank you everyone. Thank you Dasu. Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you. Oh yeah, by the way, thank you to Pachi Pachi. Thank you to Ray. Renegade, my best friend. Everyone say thank you to Ray, cause like, if it wasn't for her, there would be no Dasu. I'm very serious. Ray, REI.
Thank you, Ray.
Thank you, Ray. Renegade. She's my best friend since I don't know elementary, high school. Thank you. I have nothing to say. I'm just gonna interact with chat. Thank you, Retoshi. Thank you, Smokey.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Regular stream will commence this month. You'll be seeing my streams again. Hopefully. I'm not busy anymore, but I now have time to sleep. Thank you. Regular McFloat. Yeah. Thank you guys. I'm gonna end stream now. I hope you enjoyed. VC people can stay. We can celebrate. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.